I try my best not to engage in whataboutery, because very often I've been the victim of it. And when I've tried to bring up the Palestinian cause, people will say, oh, why do you go on about Palestine? Why do you only focus on Palestine?
My question for you, and it's a question I like asking every pro-Palestinian activist, you chose this conflict over far bigger conflicts.
There are other problems in the world. Why this one? And now that there's so much attention on the conflict and the invasion in Ukraine from people that never cared about other situations, I feel like asking those what about questions. Maybe I'm having to have a look at myself and consider, am I being a hypocrite? But the real hypocrites are the people in Parliament, the MPs who are wearing yellow and blue all of a sudden and applauding the ambassador from Ukraine. It was a very weird scene in Parliament. It was almost like it was Red Nose Day, and if you haven't worn a red nose, or in this case something blue and yellow to represent the Ukrainian colours, then you kind of are singled out as not caring. When will there be applause for the ambassador of Yemen in Parliament? You're not even allowed to give a round of applause in Parliament. Clapping is not part of the protocol, but they bend the rules. When will we have an applause for the ambassador of Palestine or the ambassador from Libya? And one of the most hypocritical things about all these politicians dressed in yellow and blue is that many of them voted for the wars and the invasions that Britain has been a part of over the last few decades. How many hypocrites who voted for the Iraq war are now standing with the Ukrainian people when they're being invaded by a neighbouring country? And it's kind of a glass half full, glass half empty scenario. Maybe it's good that people are waking up and standing up to an act of aggression, but it's just the inconsistency and the fact that Russia are being booted out of sporting tournaments and football tournaments so quickly when other countries have been guilty of occupation for years on end, and many campaigners have requested that those countries be expelled from FIFA and UEFA, and it's never happened. So what is different this time? What is is it a race thing? Is it because Ukrainians are white and blue-eyed? That's been mentioned a few times. Is it proximity because they're in Europe? What is it that has brought about this inconsistency?